What is it? What?
What?
I just ordered a Christmas sweater with that on it.
Oh, you like this?
This is my Christmas sweater that I have right now.
Nakatomi Plaza, baby.
Says you're tearing me apart, Lisa.
I don't know what that means.
From the room. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That explains why I don't know what it is. Do you want to clap this time? Because you were freaking out about me clapping? Louder. There we go. I'm leaving all of that in. Just so you know. Let's talk about... Okay, I wanted to talk about how you said that this show has no structure. I have so many notes. I have a page and a half of notes that I diligently prepared about 15 minutes ago.
And it's all stuff that I have no idea about.
Well, you have... Oh, Ryan!
Ryan?
Correct.
All right. Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you want to, like, riff, sort of. So now I'm going to have to basically just be an interviewer for you in order for this to work.
No, we can riff.
We can riff a little.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you start talking about space stuff, I'm just going to start asking questions.
That's fine.
Like I'm interviewing you.
That's fine.
That's fine, yes.
We can talk about... Well, why don't we talk about the one thing that you added onto this list?
Just right off the bat.
What do superheroes smell like, Jordan?
Okay. What made me think of this is I was at the supermarket in the pharmacy.
Sure.
And I noticed that they have this whole Marvel deodorant stuff that came out. Have you seen that?
Nope.
All right, so it had Spider-Man all over it.
Don't worry about that.
Had Spider-Man on it, and it was like, I don't know, it was some superhero deodorant shit. And then I was like, is that what maybe that's what Tom Holland smells like, this cheap, body wash. But then I was thinking, like, what if, like, because superheroes, they're running around a lot. They're wearing a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Capes, all that. They must be sweating like crazy.
Probably.
Right. So it made me think of that one scene in Spider-Man, the first one. That's really annoying. The first one, when they notice, like, the Green Goblin notices, what is that?
It's a Microsoft Store is freaking out.
All right.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
This isn't even funny anymore.
Just keep rolling.
All right. So when the Green Goblin notices that he got clipped there, right? And he's like, oh, what happened? And he figures it out from that. Spider-Man had been, like, fighting, and Peter Parker never showered. He just came
know
home.
of.
No, he came home because they were down in the kitchen, and then he came down right after.
Maybe
he did not
showered on his way there.
For sure, no. Because he was bleeding. He would have addressed that before he got in the shower.
Maybe he wasn't paying attention. Here's what I think. I'm going to solve this problem for you right now. The Green Goblin was also stinky.
Right, because he was fighting too.
He was like, oh man, I smell really, really bad.
They were like just fighting, and then because he's sort of coming out of that, like,
yeah, he's doing that.
So they were both fighting, stinking up the place, and nobody said anything.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be rude to Norman fucking Osborn.
But I can see because he's the guest. But I mean, like, when they're like, oh, let's talk about the cut, like, why wasn't Aunt May or whoever just like, let's talk about the fucking stench in this room.
Because she's a nice old lady. She's not going to call attention to it.
Okay, what about Mary Jane or his best friend?
Nah.
If you came over, I would be like, dude, you smell like...
Yeah,
but you and my dad smell like shit.
There was no time for an aside. It was Norman was there the entire time, and then he left, and then everybody fucked off.
But, like, when he sits down, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. I had to, what did he say, like, beat an old lady to death for cranberry sauce or something like that? Yeah. Like, not one person was like, Peter, hi,
I think that they were just like, oh, I guess he's been running around, trying to get this cranberry sauce, killing old women.
Sweating profusely.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
And then, I mean, some of the other suits, like Iron Man or Spider-Man's new suit, I bet those are, like, cooled. Keep your body temperature.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because they're all, like,
robotic.
No,
and
he's
stuff.
He's just got a regular old suit
that you know of. Maybe he's got some sort of technology in there. He's a smart guy.
I don't know.
You keep
Anyway,
touching
that's
that.
just
Do you want to eat that?
That's just a thought that I had. Sure, do you want to eat this stuff?
What are we trying today, Jordan?
I couldn't. Next time, I'll try to find something really gross.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't sure you would eat the thing I had in mind. So
Don't want to spoil that for the next
this was
episode.
actually also my
Your
my
dinner.
dinner. So I've already had this. I can say that I haven't had it on its own. So mostly the sandwich tasted of lettuce, which leads me to believe that this stuff
Has very little taste.
very little flavor.
Should I grab the trash can to spit this into?
I think you can force it down.
Or should I just raw dog it?
I think we're not going to eat like the entire thing, so.
I want to be very clear that I am fully vaccinated at this time.
Did you get your booster?
I did get my booster.
I haven't gotten that.
It was pretty fun. I stood in line for an hour and a half.
That's why I haven't gone. I think I'll probably just make an appointment.
Yeah. I wouldn't sit in line for an hour and a half. I'm very thankful that the line was long. That's cool to me. That does not look good.
Um,
Hold on, I need to get a picture of that for Instagram.
I don't think it looks bad at all.
I think your standards are a little bit
All right,
lower than mine.
I got that over there. Oh, I didn't even say what this is. So this is. I was gonna get the regular turkey, but it was expired. So I brought it back to the counter. And then I found this, which is a Tofurkey plant-based deli slices, and it's hickory smoked.
Okay.
So
So
both
they
these are both-
murdered plants to make this.
Yeah, this is vegan. This is what. Well, PETA probably wouldn't even eat this because it tastes like an animal.
Well, Peter can suck my dick.
Here's that.
Oh, it's slimy and cold and wet.
Yeah, it's a cold cut, so it feels like a cold cut. And then here's the cheese. Should we try the?
Oh, it went in my nose.
Yeah, it smells like.
It smells like shitty bacon. And the cheese smells like a gym locker room.
I think it smells like gym locker room. Let me be the judge of that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it smells like cheese. All cheese smells like that.
Yeah, does it?
All right. It's
Am I eating the turkey first?
yeah, turkey.
It tastes like shitty turkey.
Tastes like I mean, I'd say that's pretty close to regular
Well,
deli meats.
nope.
Got a weird aftertaste.
Yeah. It's
The texture's a little odd. But I think if you double stacked it, it wouldn't be too bad.
okay, that was. Yep, the taste is getting weird now.
Kind of stays in your. It's the smoky flavor.
Yeah.
All right. So wash it down with some cheese,
Cheese going in?
which is mature cheddar cheese.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, even vegans don't like vegan cheese.
I'm not into that. Ugh.
I don't think it's bad.
I'm making some weird faces. If
don't
you would
think
like
it's
to see what kind of faces that I'm making, you can go take a look at our wonderful YouTube channel, James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. You can also just check the description of this audio podcast, or you can follow us on Instagram at. I'm pointing at you, Jordan.
For what?
Well, for you, what's our Instagram handle?
I have no idea, dude. I barely use Instagram. You made all this stuff.
Our Instagram is JJTI Podcast.
Okay, that I remember.
Follow us now.
Wasn't there another one too?
Shut up.
What's the YouTube channel?
James and Jordan Talk to the Internet.
That was okay. Yeah,
Just search James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. You'll get our podcast.
JJTT.
Nope. James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. JJTI.
Okay.
But if you search just JJTI, you won't get our podcast. You'll get a bunch of sports stuff. So just don't do that, and then you can see our wonderful faces and my amazing shirt and Jordan's weird sweater. I'm very excited to see the reviews on that one. All right, should we talk about Spider-Man for a second?
The new one.
The new one. Technically releasing today. For some
Right.
reason, Regal releases everything a day early. Not sure why. Don't understand it. That's just what happens. We went and saw it last night, 6 o'clock. We could have gone at 3 o'clock, except I have a job, so I couldn't do that. You had the day off, so you could
That's
have done
right.
it. But you had to do laundry, so you probably couldn't have done it.
You wouldn't have been there.
Correct. It was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Can't really talk too much about it because it is a movie where if you start talking about it too much, you will inevitably spoil stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good. If you're a fan of Spider-Man in general, you should go see this movie. Stop laughing.
If you're not a fan of Spider-Man.
If you're not a fan of Spider-Man, you're probably not the one for you.
Hate Spider-Man with a passion, you probably will not like this movie.
Unless you identify with the Green Goblin.
Which I do.
Or Dr. Octopus.
Yes. Yeah.
There's quite a bit of both of those characters in this movie.
I think it's also, they made it kind of a nice Christmas movie.
Yeah, it was a little
Christmas.
Christmassy.
Like a weird feel-good type feeling to it.
Yeah, we will be doing a little bit of a spoiler talk at the end of this podcast. You will have fair warning. We won't just spring it on you.
Yeah, spring it.
Don't worry. No, we're not doing that. It was a good movie. If you like Spider-Man, you should go see it. That's all I have to say about it for now. I recently started watching some videos by a guy named Steve Mould.
Never heard of him.
Mould. Does cool science videos from what I see. He's been doing a lot of fluid dynamics, like explaining how stuff in washing machines and stuff works like that. Really fucking fascinating.
That sounds real fascinating.
They're like 15-minute videos.
About washer machines?
No, it's just like fluid dynamics and science and stuff. He did one about how this guy's grandmother got COVID and she was at the hospital. So he did like fluid dynamics work, like modeling, and he was like, hey, how can I help prevent the spread of COVID in this hospital? So they gave him a printout of the layout of the hospital, and he extrapolated that into a 3D model, and then he started doing his simulations, and he found like if you open 2 windows, it would almost entirely keep the COVID air in the COVID area and not spread it over to the other area. 2 windows.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's cool.
How cold is it outside?
Not very. This was in another country.
A warm country.
That wasn't America. So yeah, check out Steve Mould.
In America, we like to keep the COVID indoors. Thank you very much.
If you're cold, they're cold. Let the COVID inside. We can talk about a thing that you have a big problem with.
What was that?
About Parker Solar Probe touching the sun.
Yeah. Define touching the sun.
It went into the sun's corona.
Right. Which is how hot?
The front of the... I wrote it down because I'm prepared. I'm a professional podcaster. Yeah. I spiked the lens super hard on that.
I know this too. I'm just testing you.
The front of the Parker Solar Probe got up to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that's hot.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
About 5 times what a conventional oven gets up to.
Is that as close as you could possibly get to the sun?
No, it's going to get a little bit closer.
A little bit closer?
Mm-hmm. It's going to do 2 Venus flybys and get a little bit closer. So the corona extends to about 10 million kilometers out from the surface of the sun.
But it wouldn't really... Would it have a surface? I mean...
Not really.
It's just lava and like blowing up, right?
Nope. Mm-mm. Hydrogen gas that's being compressed into
sexy little light bulb.
Helium. Fusion. I'm not gonna get into the nuclear physics of fusion right now. That's a subject for a different podcast that will never get made because nobody wants to talk about that for that long with me. But yeah, it is now the fastest object. It's been the fastest object for a long time that human beings have ever made.
The fastest?
The fastest.
Cool.
It's going really fucking fast. It's like 190 something kilometers a second.
That's Speedy Gonzalez. So what's gonna happen?
Well, it's not racially insensitive, but yes.
Speedy Gonzalez?
Yeah, I think that's a little. I don't think we're allowed to root for Speedy Gonzalez anymore.
I don't even know what that is. I don't think I'm.
It's a little mouse, little Mexican mouse that runs fast.
Oh, is that who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Looney Tunes.
I don't know. It was just something people said. I didn't realize it was a racist thing.
It's slightly racially insensitive. Please don't cancel Jordan. I'm fine. I didn't say anything. So James is going to continue the James and Jordan Talk to the internet podcast, regardless of whether or not Jordan's on it or not. Um,
I didn't even know what that is.
I heard a story about somebody who didn't know that gypped meant gypsies.
Gypped?
Yeah, they've just been saying gyp their entire lives. They didn't realize that it was not
I didn't know
kind
that.
towards gypsies.
Doesn't that mean like somebody stole something
Yeah,
from you?
it's like you got a bad deal.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense. No, I mean, like I can see why people would say
The
that.
stereotype.
But not in that. Well, no,
You
I
understand the
mean, I
stereotype
never,
and how it applies to this phrase. Just shut up and say that that's what you think.
No, I've heard people say that. I didn't know its origins.
Do you like the squeaky chair?
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I wonder how much the mic is picking up on that. I can boost that.
A lot of it.
I think.
These ones don't move. Just sit in one of these.
I don't want to do that though. I like my range of movement. I'm not editing any of this out. We can talk about some. You excited for The Matrix?
No.
No.
Are you?
Yeah. It's gonna be the second best Matrix movie.
Is it?
Yes.
For sure.
100%.
See,
It's almost impossible to be worse than The Matrix 2.
No, I don't think those
The
movies
Matrix
are
2
that bad.
fucking sucks.
It's
a horrible movie.
I don't think it is.
It's terrible.
I don't think.
When was the
that
last
bad.
time you watched it?
So basically, what you're saying is, okay, so you only like The Matrix, the first one, and
Correct.
the other ones are awful,
Mm-hmm.
and you think this is going to be better than those, but
Yes.
still completely awful.
I
is
don't
what
think it's
you're
gonna be
saying.
completely awful. I think it's gonna be okay.
Just okay.
Yes.
Have you looked up anything about it,
Mm-mm.
or okay? Because I just want to.
I'm basing this off of the fact that The Matrix 2 and 3 are so bad to me. To me, everybody
Just
can
you.
have their own opinion. This is the internet. I think that those are so bad that it's nearly impossible. It's like Ghostbusters Afterlife versus Ghostbusters 2016. It was almost impossible for them to make a Ghostbusters movie, worse than Ghostbusters 2016 to me.
Right.
So I knew going into Afterlife that it was at least going to be better than that. And I'm going into this Matrix movie knowing that it's going to be at least better than Matrix 2 and 3.
What if it's better than the first one?
Then that's awesome because we have another fucking fantastic movie because The Matrix 1 is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I don't know. I've seen the trailer for it, and it's not green. It's like blue.
Yeah, it's
This time
very
it's blue.
vibrant. It doesn't look very
It
Matrixy.
looked blue to me.
I think you might have a problem with your eyes.
Maybe.
Should probably
Well, you
stop
know how
staring at
the
the
first
sun.
ones, it was green.
Yeah, because you're in
It
a
looked
computer.
more blue.
You're in a computer. Ooh, spoilers for The Matrix 1999.
Yeah.
They're in a computer most of the movie.
I think it does. Well, I mean, that's not even really like a spoiler because it's not like a twist or anything.
Oh, it's a twist.
I mean, you find out right off in the beginning of the movie, so it's not like Bruce Willis.
I mean,
is a
yeah,
ghost.
you find out that Arnold Schwarzenegger is the good guy in Terminator 2. And some would argue the good guy in Terminator 1.
How so?
Just, like beating women and murdering
he-
children.
When's he beat women? In
When he's trying to kill Sarah Connor throughout the entire
in a
movie.
factory?
Yeah.
Well, that's not like beating a
When he
woman. That's
murders
like straight
those,
up trying to murder
those
somebody.
other 3 Sarah Connors or whatever.
Yeah, he just shoots them.
And then he just keeps shooting them.
Yeah, but he gets like a headshot.
He has a murder
and then
bounty.
He goes. Well, he needs to make sure they're dead.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, so Matrix. What's it called?
Resurrections?
Resurrections. Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I'll go see it. I think
It's on HBO Max.
right now.
No, Wednesday.
Oh,
Next
okay.
Wednesday. We can watch it. If you come over on Wednesday, I will wait to watch it with you if you want to watch it Wednesday night. I'm watching it Wednesday.
Well, is it going to be in theaters?
It is, but I don't want to go see it in theaters because I don't think it's going to be that good.
Well, the volume's not going to be that great. It's not going to be the best experience.
No, it's not, but I'm
You're going
on
to
it
have your TV all
going to be coming
volume
back
too low to enjoy
from
the movie.
Canada that morning or the night before. So, or the Canadian border. I'm not going to be actually in Canada.
Right on the border.
I'm going up there. It's like a 4-hour drive. I'm going up there for work. I'm not driving.
You can't drive 4 hours.
I can. I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer not to drive.
Exactly.
Prefer to walk everywhere.
Yeah. Took you about 2.5 hours to get here today. Jordan actually only works 15 minutes a week.
15 minutes a week?
Yeah. Just, you spend the rest of that 8-hour day walking.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was trying to play along with your joke and...
Right, I went over my head.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway. Next.
All right, just cross the Matrix 4 off the list. We're done talking about that.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it in theaters.
I'm not, so I'm just going to watch it at home. If you would like to watch it at home with me, you can. I saw a couple of days ago that Harry Potter is coming back.
As an adult?
It's going to be a special with all the original cast talking about, like, the making of Harry Potter and the magic of Harry Potter. It's going to be on HBO Max January 1st, 2022.
You sold that very incorrectly. You said Harry Potter
back,
is coming back, and he's not coming back. It's the actors talking about making the movies.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be like them as adults playing the characters.
Hey, go watch The Cursed Child.
The Cursed Child?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Harry Potter thing?
It's a play.
About Harry Potter? Yeah.
Yeah. You can buy the new Harry Potter book, which is just a script to the play. I got very excited when that came out because I was like, ooh, new Harry Potter. And then it was a script to a play. And I was like, I don't want to read that. So I didn't. Here we are.
I guess like Harry Potter's long enough. Like I don't see that ever coming back.
Except for all of the movies they're making right now about it.
About it?
Grindelwald.
Oh, all the other... What is it, like
Dumbledore getting railed by Johnny Depp or whatever?
That's
Fantastic
in the movie?
Beasts. Yeah. I don't know if it's in the movie, but I mean, Dumbledore is totally gay for Johnny Depp in those movies, so.
I think I saw that. It was very forgettable.
I watched the first one. I didn't watch the second one because people said it was bad. And I didn't really like the first one, so I didn't care.
That's the one where he has a suitcase with a bunch of thingies in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then stuff happens.
Yeah.
They didn't have any bad people in that, did they?
There was that guy who turned into Johnny Depp at the end.
Yeah, I don't remember
that
Johnny
the
Depp
police
being
the police were looking for.
Yeah, wasn't it like an American wizard thing? Because there's wizards in America too.
Yes.
Yeah, that movie's very forgettable.
But the thing happened in the park. Do you like how I go at the beginning of every sentence? There was that bit of the park where they were ice skating.
I don't remember.
Or something with like a giant rhino monster.
It sounds right to me.
I don't know. There's something where he had to do a thing like a Crocodile Dundee thing to make it want to bang him.
A Crocodile Dundee thing.
Yeah, like something to like tame the beast or I don't remember.
Know. I don't know. I forgot the movie.
They're not good movies.
No,
they're not good. Right?
Well, Harry Potter's good because it's dark.
Yeah,
like there's creepy stuff in it.
The first
one's not that.
I was about to say the first 8 Harry Potter movies. The Harry Potter, like Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you are, is a solid like children's movie.
Oh yeah,
it's fun. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's you're having a good time. There's some creepy stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like enough to scare a kid.
Yeah,
I mean
like,
you've got like
creepy face in the book. That's kind of creepy. Voldemort in the woods. Spoiler alert. That's kind of creepy. The whole thing where he's on the back of Quirrell's head under a turban. That movie came out in 2001. Coincidence? I think not.
Okay.
I think it came out before 9/11, actually.
Wasn't he? He was a white guy with a turban.
He was,
right?
yeah.
You're canceled.
Anybody can do anything. I'm fine with it. So now we're both canceled, and nobody's gonna go on with the podcast.
Yeah.
Should we just pack up now, or
no?
Okay. We'll just ride it like the Titanic.
There's not enough people listening to this to get offended by anything.
We have like 27 people that listen to this.
Oh yeah.
Fairly regularly.
That's really bizarre. That's odd. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what to tell you. This is
Harry
fucking
Potter,
garbage.
So
as you can tell by the fact that we were talking about fucking Harry Potter.
Fucking Harry Potter.
It's a good movie series. And then the second one is like actually kind of fucking creepy with the giant snake.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of fucked up. The third
Petrified.
one scared the shit out of me as a
Really?
child.
Why? What
Werewolf
happens?
guy.
That wasn't.
It was just
scary.
creepy to me. Like I didn't like the idea of the werewolf.
No,
He looked really weird. Freaked me the fuck out.
I guess that was kind of.
I was, like,
creepy.
8.
I should probably rewatch these movies.
I have them all if you want to borrow them. They're also on HBO Max.
I think.
A thing I don't think you have.
No,
Um,
I got Hulu.
Hulu.
I won't pay more than $7 a month for something.
HBO Max is like $10 a month.
See, I would notice that.
You'd take the hit on
Hulu
that.
taking $7 out of my bank account, I don't notice that.
Yeah, you don't.
It's
yeah.
like I'm stealing. I just don't notice.
Right.
If I see $10 missing, I'm like, who's doing this?
What the fuck is going on? You have a $10 limit on your card. If anything goes, any purchases above $10,
Any
it flags
purchases
you.
above $10, it flags me, and I gotta go to the bank and have them unlock my card. Yeah.
The fourth one is whenever I go back and rewatch Harry Potter, which isn't super regularly, but like maybe once a year or every year or two. I typically
Every
will,
year or two,
yeah.
you just watch all of them.
No, what I was gonna say, when I'm like in the mood for Harry Potter, I typically watch one of the first 4.
One of the first 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I'm not sure why. I think it might be because I watched those so much as a kid. Because it's like after 4, it gets really like these are more for actual adults and not 8-year-old children.
well, yeah, there's also more going on. I feel like if you just started at like part 1 of like the Deathly Hollows or whatever, that's, you might be like, because I haven't seen those other ones. I read the book. I think I haven't seen the last 2 that came out.
You
The
should. They're
movies.
really good.
Yeah, well, it was on TV, and I was like,
The
which
fuck
one
is
is
going
this?
on?
Yeah. I don't know how I missed those in theaters.
I went and saw them in theaters.
Yeah.
I think I started watching them in Half-Blood Prince, so 6, 7, and 8. I went and saw in theaters because I was a young little baby boy. Still am.
Tiny boy. No, you're not.
Tiny boy, little boy, I
Tiny
love
boy.
you.
I actually watched that play, The Day Man Cometh. You know how they did like a tour of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. It's just like 50 minutes, but it's so great. It's almost even like funnier than on the show because they like they say stuff differently in the play. Like,
Do you think it's improv, or do you think they wrote it differently?
it's written a little bit differently, but I think some of it's just improv.
They're all super fucking talented. I
Yeah.
would not be surprised if they could just come up with a song on the fly.
Well, they weren't coming up with a song on
But,
the
like,
fly. I
you
mean,
know.
it's just that the dialogue wasn't exactly the same as what it was on the show.
What is that? You know what it is, bitch. Bang.
Yeah, that's the best part. You know what it is, bitch.
We can talk about some more space stuff. Jumping back to page 1, which is mostly space stuff. Starship SN8 hit its 1-year anniversary, December 9th, 2020. It's when that took off. That old bird took to the sky. Anything to say about that, Jordan?
So what's it doing?
I'm glad you asked, interviewer. Starship SN8 look a little less dead inside when I'm
This is just how I look.
looking excited. It was the first Starship to do the belly flop maneuver. So Starship is their next big rocket. It's going to go to Mars. It's 30 feet wide, and what's 120 meters times 3? 360 feet. It's like 380 feet tall.
Okay.
It's very big, this rocket. It's going to be fully reusable. It's going to get people on Mars. That's the plan.
And what are we going to do on Mars?
We're just going to hang out.
Like, are we trying to get people to go to Mars just to say that we got people to go to Mars?
No.
Okay, so like, what are they going to do there?
We were backing up our hard drive.
Backing up a hard drive.
Yeah. So if an asteroid fucks Earth up,
Yes.
humans hanging out on Mars.
That planet's
The
already
human race will continue.
on Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, for how long?
Until the end of time. We'll just terraform that bitch.
We're gonna terraform now.
Sure.
This is gonna be
Why not?
LV whatever 26 or what is it from Aliens?
I don't know.
Yeah, so we're just gonna be like that.
Yeah.
On Mars.
Why not?
We
Why not?
how many people
Hundreds of thousands.
living on Mars?
Yeah. Would you live on Mars?
No.
You don't want to go to Mars?
I don't want to move to a dead planet.
It's not gonna be dead when you get there. There's gonna be probably a movie theater,
flowing rivers.
There's gonna be like some fucking popcorn.
Well, actually, if I could climb Olympus Mons, be the first person to do that.
You're not gonna be the first, but you could definitely do it.
What do you mean I'm not gonna be the first?
Because you're not an astronaut.
They're not gonna climb that.
Yeah, they will.
Who?
Fucking.
They're gonna waste their time doing that.
They're gonna send up actual athletes
to climb Olympus Mons.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
they're gonna send up fucking
I think
Lance Armstrong.
No,
he's
they
gonna
would,
inject himself with his own pee.
No, they're gonna like
whatever he did.
people are gonna move there. They're gonna realize this sucks.
Mhm.
I want to go back to Earth. They're
Right.
gonna be like, no, it was a one-way ticket.
Yep. You
Like
gotta
they
pay
did when
extra
there's
to
that
come
thing
back.
where you could sign up to colonize Mars.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What even was that?
It was just some stupid.
That was some
fucking
dumb
bullshit.
thing on the internet. All those people probably have their identities stolen.
Yeah,
Half of them.
I'd say most of them.
I had friends who were gonna do that, and I was like,
Would you have done it? Would you take a one-way trip to Mars?
no, I just said it. I don't want to go to a dead planet.
I would totally have done it.
I like to.
I'm going
like-
on the record. I would
I
go
like-
to Mars and not come back.
I like our planet. Yeah, that's because you don't want to be around anyone or anything.
Boom, nailed it.
See, I like
Send me with my computer and my Kerbal Space Program.
my favorite
I'm
thing
happy.
about planet Earth
Is
is
that
the
it's
ocean.
not dead yet?
It's not dead yet. And I like the ocean. I like to smell the ocean.
Hmm.
I like the way the ocean feels.
Right.
That cold ocean breeze, you know,
Uh-huh.
that cool breeze.
Yep.
The way the
I've been to
sand
the ocean
feels.
before. Yes.
Yes. This is all very magical to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like to climb mountains,
Right.
look at stuff.
Uh-huh.
Even if I climbed Olympus Mons, which would
Right.
be awesome, what's my view going to be like?
You're
'Cause
gonna see most of the planet of Mars, and by most of, I mean not very much of it, because it's a
I would see it
big
like
planet.
curving.
Oh yeah, you would definitely see the curvature of Mars. It's like a third the size of Earth, and the Olympus Mons is how much taller than fucking Everest? Way taller.
Yeah. I
No
don't
clouds
know
for
exactly
you to
the height.
fucking not see. Way less atmosphere, so there's
Right.
way less haze. You're gonna be seeing for fucking hundreds of miles.
So that could be cool.
yeah.
And also, like, can you see the stars when you're on Mars?
I mean,
Can you-
as long as the sun's not out.
Right. So that must look pretty wild.
I mean, there's not a lot of
No- no
atmosphere,
light
no light
whatsoever.
pollution. Yeah.
Yeah,
like on the dark side of the moon.
You're starting to sell me on Mars. But then again, how cold are we talking here? And I can't.
Minus
and-
200 degrees Fahrenheit. huh?
We can't breathe.
Nope.
So
I mean, I can breathe.
if you're in a suit,
Yeah.
so basically you're gonna live indoors for the rest of your life, which you would probably like.
Yeah, you're describing my ideal life right now. Not a lot of people. Don't have to
never
go
leave
outside.
The house. No.
That's it.
No vegetables.
There would probably be more
I don't like
vegetables, actually,
vegetables,
because
too.
there's no meat.
There's no meat. Yeah. So what are you guys gonna eat up there on Mars?
Carrot, potatoes. Matt Damon did it.
You would want to live like Matt Damon.
Sure. Did you see how fucking jacked he was at the beginning of that movie?
Yeah, I watched that movie.
Yeah, I would love to be Matt
It was
Damon.
an
in that
alright movie.
It was a really good movie. What are you fucking talking about? It's a good movie.
There's nothing going on Mars.
Okay, SNA. And you thought that this was going to be too much like an interview. It was really cool. It did its belly flop. If it did a thing where it goes and then tips over on its side and falls down like that, and flips back over, ignites its engines and lands.
That you've got to get a different chair. Because that's.
Do you
want
want to buy me one?
No, I don't want to buy you a chair.
All right then. Shut
There's
the fuck
a
up.
chair right here.
No, that's for
You don't hear any noises coming out of my chair.
That's for our guests later in the.
Our guests.
Yeah, we're gonna get guests.
Our ghost guests.
I'm gonna get a new audio
Step.
interface, and then we're gonna have 4 inputs, and then we're gonna get 2 more microphones, maybe even 4 more microphones. I might upgrade our microphones, and then a bunch of headphones that we can just sort of use. It's gonna be exciting.
Okay.
I have the whole future for James and Jordan Talk to the Internet right up here in my brain.
All right. So your spaceship.
It fell down. I did the math. This is how sad and lonely I am. I did the math. I knew how wide the rocket was. Do you like how I'm gesturing with my pen a lot?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I knew exactly. I counted the pixels of the spaceship, and I knew that was 9 meters. So then I extrapolated that out, and I figured out how many meters it was moving. And I knew the frame rate of the video, so I could figure out how far it was moving per second, and it got down to like 70 meters per second. It was like 140 something miles an hour.
And is that's good?
Something
Or
the size of a fucking building
wow.
falling out of the sky. I want to be clear, the second stage was the only thing that was falling out of the sky. That's 50 meters. So that's like 160 feet tall. That's a 16-story building. Falling out of the sky at 140 miles an hour. Only 140 miles an hour.
Then is it really falling?
It's falling with style.
I mean, it doesn't have little like flames and shit coming out of the bottom, so it doesn't fall as
No, it
fast.
goes- No, it has flaps.
Oh,
And
flaps,
It
okay.
skydives its way down, and then it flips itself over and it lands. And then in that year, we've had successful test flights of SN. That did not end well, by the way. The engine prematurely shut down. And then like bashed into the working engine, bashed into the not working engine.
That's awesome.
And then it like started spewing out green
Did it blow
flames.
up?
Yeah, and then it smashed into the ground and blew the fuck up.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I like and I mean, I get that they're working real hard to get
Yeah.
these things up, but like I love watching them blow up.
It's really fun.
It really is. Like not when there's people on it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen those videos a lot,
Yeah,
but like
Challenger
that's
and-
more like that's sad.
Yeah.
But like just the rockets alone with
Mhm.
no one getting hurt.
Have you
it's just like
seen-
the way they come down though, and then it's just like you're almost just like, oh no, and then if they hit, and nothing blows up yet, you know, and then it's just kind of like, yeah, man, I love that.
Have you seen the Proton
Does
rocket?
it blow up?
Yo,
Send me a bunch of videos of this shit like blowing up.
I'm gonna send
I
you a
like
video
watching it.
of like the greatest space fuck ups in history.
That sounds like something I
It's
would
like
really
an
enjoy.
hour long video.
Yeah,
and this
'cause-
guy just goes over like what went wrong, everything about the thing.
That sounds cool. I've been watching videos like that. There's one about a top 10 like cruise ship fails, and there's one where they just launched the cruise ships trying to go under a bridge. No, it just smashes into the bridge.
I think there was a Batman,
Oh,
an
man.
animated Batman movie where that happened.
No, there's great. There's also another one I've been watching called Idiots in Cars, and they're so addictive. It's just people being idiots in cars. And there's one where I just like we'll get back to what we were talking about. Just let me. Okay,
I got the list. Don't worry.
There was one that I almost like pissed my pants. I was laughing so hard because you know what's that movie that we watched. The one with it's the
Come on, 2 words.
I don't know who's in it. The one with the car crash in the beginning where she goes through the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nice Guys.
Nice Guys. Yeah. Okay. The car crash scene from that. Okay. It was literally that in real life.
And then she's just naked, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there wasn't like a porn star in the car, but in the video, like, and this is real. It was somebody's little like their security camera, like from their house, their little like door
Yeah.
cam. Yeah. And this car, you just see it way in the background, and all of a sudden it just like freaking turns and like jumps over this like side rail and just smashes into this other car like right in their driveway, but like way off in the distance, and then just like freaking flies down. It was literally like the same thing as the beginning of that movie where it's just like fucking comes down. I was like, man, that
person's probably dead.
guy. Well, that's the thing. That's probably like not that funny.
We don't need to.
I don't think they were
bring the
dead.
mood down. So
I don't
anyway,
think they were dead. They didn't hit like hard enough to die. They might have gotten hurt.
they're
but-
probably okay.
I mean,
Modern airbags are pretty cool. This movie was in the 70s,
That's
so I
right.
mean, we're
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
The guy's totally cool. There's this very famous Proton. It's a Russian rocket. Where some guy was making the rocket, and they have like sensors that tell it which direction it's pointing, which is kind of good for a rocket.
You need to know these things.
They only fit in one way. This guy decided, nah, it's going in the other way. It wouldn't fit, so he took a hammer and he hammered it in. So then the rocket starts going off. You're like, oh yeah, look at the rocket go, and then it starts going to one side, and then tipping to the other side, and then and then it just gets turned all the way upside down. It starts breaking apart, and it just smashes into the ground. I think it's one of the biggest non-nuclear explosions on the surface of this planet.
The biggest non-nuclear.
It's one of the
explosion.
biggest non-nuclear. I think the N1 has that was a Russian moon rocket from decades ago that never got anywhere because it just kept blowing up. That might be the largest non-nuclear explosion on the planet. But the proton launch, you should watch that proton launch, because in America we have this thing called the flight termination system or flight termination software, FTS, which is why if you watch a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch or a SpaceX Falcon Heavy launch, you'll hear the term FTS is saved, and that means that system has shut off because it's where it needs to be, where it's out of range of, if it goes off course, they don't need to blow it up. And you'll be watching this video and you'll be thinking, why don't they blow the fucking rocket up? Because it is going towards the ground. And the answer to that is Russian rockets don't have an FTS.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing around for them to blow up. So they just say, fuck it.
I thought it was more like because they just thought they'd never fail.
Oh, no. They failed. They failed.
Were they at the moon before us?
No.
On the dark side?
No.
How do you know?
I mean, the Nazis were there already, so.
Has anybody ever gone up there and just fucked with the flag?
Just vandalized it, egged it?
Does that happen? Is there like a Chinese flag up there? And
there's a little one that a robot put.
No. How many? So who else from other not other planets?
Mars Society.
I know there is like a base on the back of the moon.
Obviously.
Right.
And inside the moon. Inside the moon.
Because the moon's hollow. Like hollow. Right.
That's where the lizard people come from.
Exactly. That's good. That's important that you know that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not an idiot, so.
Right. No, so like what other countries have actually put people on the moon?
None.
Nobody. So it's just that American flag there.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's lots of American flags.
Lots of them?
There were multiple missions, yes.
They put a flag up there every time.
11,
like
12,
enough.
14, 15, 16, 17. There were 6 flags on the moon. 11's fell over.
There's a 6 flags on the moon?
Yeah. Started in Texas, now it's on the moon.
Oh, no.
Anyway, since SN8 this year, we've had SN8, SN9, SN10, SN11, SN12. I don't think we had SN12. I think we had SN15, and then SN15 landed successfully. That was the first one to soft land successfully. I think SN12. I think there was an SN12. There have been a fuck ton of these. And plus 2 boosters. So the bottom part of the rocket. And the first full stacking. So the largest rocket in history has been stacked. Has been put together to prove that it can be put together. So that is in 1 year what SpaceX has done. Right? NASA. Let's talk about some bullshit. NASA's making the SLS, the Space Launch System. Take 2, Space Launch System. It has shuttle engines, so Space Shuttle Main Engines, SSMEs. It has, the upper stage is from like a Delta 4 or some shit. The capsule's been ready to go since 2014. This rocket has been in development. Space Shuttle side boosters too. 5 segments, not 4. This rocket has been in development for 25 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, who has a bigger budget?
NASA. They spent like $20 billion on this rocket.
What did they spend on the other one, SpaceX?
In the hundreds of millions.
Okay.
SLS, so far, has launched an Orion capsule, a dummy, a boilerplate Orion capsule to test the heat shield on a Delta IV Heavy. They did that in like 2014. They tested the tank by filling it with water and pressure testing it until it burst. It burst at like 295% or whatever. It made it way past the safety. They did a test firing of all the engines, which failed, and they had to cut short. They did a retest firing several months later. 25 years. They haven't put a rocket on the pad. SpaceX in 1 year has launched like 6 of the biggest rockets of all time. Or the upper stage of the biggest rockets of all time. And done things that have literally never been done before. This engine, the Raptor engine, is so fucking complex. People didn't think it was possible.
Did all the good people from NASA just go work for SpaceX?
It's funny you say that. A bunch of people from other space companies like Blue Origin, who's Jeff Bezos' dick rockets.
Dick rocket.
They're like, nothing's fucking happening here. I'm going to work at SpaceX.
So
they've just fucking bailed.
They just get all the good people.
Yeah. And then SpaceX fired some people because they were like, it's not happening fast enough. So, I mean,
I like that.
Ups and downs. Swings and roundabouts. I have another space thing. Is there anything else we can talk about? We can talk about New Sunny. You watched the first episode of the New Sunny because they're releasing 2 episodes at a time, which I love.
Of the new Sunny?
Yeah. Season 15. You've also been listening to the Always Sunny podcast.
Yeah, I liked the thing that was really cracking me up in that was when they were talking about the games or their pranks that they did when they were kids.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like one of them was called Dead Bodies,
yeah.
and they would just
they're
pretend
rolling
to be,
around in the ocean.
And then the other one, where Charlie would pretend to be passed out on the steering wheel, so it'd be like an intersection. But the best one,
oh yeah, this is the best one.
Is it Glenn Hawthorne?
Yeah, Glenn Howerton.
How
fucking dare? Are you even a fucking Sunny fan?
Yeah, I call them by their characters' names.
How fucking disrespectful of you.
He's just Dennis to me.
It does help that their names in real life are mostly their names in the
Charlie.
show.
No, so the only one I don't would be like Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, because he's just Danny DeVito.
He's a solid actor.
A legend.
Yes. I'm not calling him Frank. No, so I like that where he's what's in it for you?
How long have you been sitting there?
They actually I actually watched the bloopers for that episode the other night. And there's one take he does where he just like spits the beer out like 3 feet in the air, and
it's
then
like one of those fountains.
He's like, and then he like spits it all over freaking Mac. Like, and he just like loses it. He was like, what the fuck, dude? And he just starts laughing. But no, anyway, Dennis's prank is the best one, where he's driving on the highway with his knees, and then he said he'd have his old like.
Oh, that's not the best
phone.
Prank.
No, the box phone one. That
wasn't the best one. I was thinking of the one where he hung himself.
Which what?
Do you not hear about that? I thought that was in that episode.
I don't remember that. I just remember him. He said he had one of those giant box phones from the 80s.
Because his car was old.
Yeah, and then he'd pretend to be talking on that like angrily, and then he'd have his hand like gesturing, like driving, so like not on the steering wheel at all.
Yeah.
And then he'd do that when he was pulled up next to somebody else. But then I love how he's like, and I don't know if anybody ever
he's just
saw
like,
me
I just
do
did
that.
it for me.
Like,
I just did that fucking bullshit for me.
I don't know if anybody ever saw that, but can you imagine just looking over and there's just a guy with like a big box phone from the 80s, like fucking throwing his arm around, like yelling into it, like no hands on the steering wheel.
No, I was gonna say the best one is when he accidentally hung himself.
Accidentally.
Yeah. Him and his friend were at the summer camp, and there was like an old barn, and they went into it, and there was a noose. So then his friend was like, "Oh, here we go," and he got up into it, and he held it with with his hands, so that he wasn't actually hanging himself. And then he would like go limp, and then Dennis would run out and be like, "Oh my god, Brady hung himself. We help!" And then they'd run in to go see, and then he'd be like there, and then he'd go and get him. He'd Green Goblin them or whatever, and it'd be funny. And then they did that like 5 or 6 times back and forth. And then one time his friend ran out and grabbed somebody, and then they came in, and Dennis's arms were at his side, and his face was getting purple.
I don't remember that.
He almost fucking hung himself.
That's fucked up.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, just a cell phone one.
I think the hanging was better. He was fucking dying.
Yeah, it's always you kind of have to almost die for a prank to be good, right?
Did you listen? There's a new episode out today.
No, I've only listened to some of them.
Oh man, you should catch up because they're recently releasing them like every 3 or 4 days or whatever.
Yeah, well, my Spotify flipped out on me, and it I had it closed, and it would just all of a sudden start playing that podcast randomly without Spotify being opened on my phone.
Nice.
So I just haven't touched it since.
I listen to on Google Podcasts.
Yeah.
The 2 best places to listen to James and Jordan talk to the internet. Also available on YouTube.com.
YouTube.org.
I would say that it's available on iTunes, except Apple won't fucking let me put it on there. Pieces of shit. Fuck you, Apple. Fuck you. I know you're watching.
I was scratching my eye.
Fuck Apple. After that, have you heard of Rivian?
Rivian? No.
Yeah. They're like a Tesla sort of thing. They're doing electric trucks and electric SUVs. Their truck doesn't look like a fucking polygon.
Like the Google car.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
The Cybertruck or the Google car?
The Google car thing.
Oh yeah, it's this little.
The one with the round tires.
Yeah.
That was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Whoever thought of that idea is an idiot.
It's probably Steve Jobs.
He
didn't want it. Shoving grapefruits up his ass or whatever.
He's an absolute idiot.
Yeah, Rivian, they're doing cool stuff. Their cars look really fucking sweet.
They don't have rounded tires.
No, they don't.
Or well, not
they
rounded.
have round.
They should be
they have
rounded,
square tires
right?
actually.
Yes, square. They're not balls.
They're not spheres. They are.
How is that
partial
gonna
cylinders?
work?
I don't know. Dyson had some stuff that they were doing where they were gonna make round tires or something, so your car could parallel park super easy.
Oh, is that what that was for?
Yeah, so they can move omnidirectional. It's like a fucking bumper car or some shit.
That is going to cause so many accidents.
Yeah, people.
No
are
one is going to know how to do that.
We already have robot parallel parking down.
Yeah.
Every car built in the last 10 years has robot parallel parking.
You know what would happen is some idiot, some moron, would be spinning his car around in circles on the highway.
This guy.
Going 75 miles per hour just because you can. You'd be driving the road rage would be an all new thing.
I'd be just spinning in a circle.
Yeah.
It would have a 0 turn radius, so I'd just be spinning in a circle at like 70 miles an hour, playing the Interstellar theme song.
Right, going down the highway. But like, yeah, and it would introduce a whole new like world for road rage, where you could just pass somebody and then just turn in front of them and block both lanes. Yeah,
just flip everybody off.
It's not a good idea.
No, it's not. Rivian they've been doing like press stuff for a couple of years now, but they just started deliveries fairly recently. So that's very exciting. Their cars start at like $63,000. So that's not within my price range right now, but
that's more affordable than like a Tesla. And
Tesla Model 3, like with all the good stuff, where it has the extended battery range, the third motor that we would need because we live in a fucking snowstorm half of the year, and the self-driving, which you would want.
I would not want that.
You would want that. That brings it up to like $55,000.
Oh.
And then a Model Y is about that. Model S and Model X are like $90,000 to $150,000. Then a Roadster's $250,000.
All right, so they've got a.
It's not bad what they're starting out on. And I assume they're going to go the Tesla route where they start with like the $90,000 car, and then they release like a $60,000 car, and then they work that down to like a $30,000 car.
How long before we have like used Teslas and stuff?
They're already on the market. You can buy a used Tesla right now.
Like for what?
For like $20,000.
All right.
I mean, it's an older model.
Yeah.
But, and you know, the batteries.
And they still honor everything?
That's where you get into some gray area.
Okay.
Where it's like, if somebody bought the self-driving and then you bought it from them, will Tesla give you the self-driving?
No, I'm just saying, if you break down in a Tesla, aren't they supposed to like come in?
Yeah, you can't even change your own tire. I don't think.
And that they can do that anywhere. Like
presumably, yeah.
So if I'm way up, way north.
I mean, it's probably going to take you a long time to get help, just like any.
But would they
car.
just send somebody out there to like,
or like a Tesla certified person?
So how many of those are there? Like everywhere?
A lot.
If I had a Tesla right now, okay, in the city.
If,
and it was on the sidewalk, and somebody came and just like
smashed your window.
Yeah, or whatever. Who would I call?
you'd probably call the Tesla service number, and then they would send
Somebody would come
a
here.
certified technician from a local mechanics place or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking of. Is that they just had this
Elon Musk helicopters in.
Yeah, no, like
Picks up your car.
Not like that. There's like
You thought it was like a Best Buy sending out the Geek Squad,
Yeah, like I thought somebody
Sorta
would
deal.
come in
like a Tesla
in another
guy.
Tesla, yeah, and then he would have like a Tesla suit on, a little Tesla.
I mean, they do have those people, but
Yeah, but no, that makes more sense that they would just bring it to somebody who knows how to work on
yeah.
cars.
And it's, man, their goal is to get a $10,000 car with all the bells and whistles.
Oh, that's gonna be shit.
Like, that's gonna be fucking awesome. I mean, if we can get to that
My
point
car
in
was
20 years,
13,000 used.
like, that's gonna be crazy.
That would be
Like a
that'd be
brand new
cool.
Tesla for $10,000 with self-driving and all the auto avoidance
I
stuff.
would just think there'd be something wrong with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if it's
I mean, there's not
actually
gonna be any
good.
money in the future because we're all gonna go into Star Trek communism, but you know.
I don't think so.
A Superman comic sold for $2.6 million.
The guy's an idiot. Whoever bought that.
It was Superman #1.
The very first one ever
Superman
printed.
#1.
Like the first thing ever.
I don't think it was the first one, like issue number 1, not the first one off the printing line. I don't think there's any way you can
From
confirm
what?
that.
1930,
Yeah,
something.
1936 or something.
1936.
It was mid 1930s, early 1940s, somewhere in there. I think.
What would you want? Can you even look at that? Can you even open that up without it just like
I don't think so.
disintegrating? Who's this collector?
They wish to remain anonymous. Probably so somebody didn't steal their Superman comic.
For $2.3 million.
2.6.
$2.6 million.
That's $300,000 you're dropping off the end of that bad boy. That's crazy.
Yeah, even if I had that money, I would.
I wouldn't spend it on that.
No.
That in order for me to spend that kind of money on that, like that's cool. I would like to have that. If you were like, "Hey, $200, do you want Superman #1?" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" And I wouldn't sell it. I would keep it because it's like
I would be like, no. I'd be like, I don't like Superman.
you have to pay me to take it.
Yeah. You get Batman.
They just throw it on the
You get
garbage.
Batman #1.
I would have to have like Jeff Bezos levels of money. Like instead of spending
It probably
2.6,
was Jeff Bezos who bought it.
instead of spending like $200-something million on a yacht, I would be buying shit like that. Like I would be buying Indiana Jones original hats. I would be buying original Ghostbusters proton packs, and I would just have a wing in my mansion where it's just like cool sci-fi movie shit.
Do you remember that video I sent you where it's Corey Taylor, the stuff that he's spent money on?
No,
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I sent you a video like years ago. It's a singer for Slipknot, but he was showing all this stuff that he's bought, like just weird stuff he has, and
I think
it's
I vaguely
basically
remember
it's
this.
basically what you just described.
I think it's because I've said that this is what I want to do in the past, and you sent me that because you're like, this is what this guy does.
Yeah, I can't remember the stuff he had. It was just a bunch of like Star Wars shit.
It would
or,
just
like,
be cool. It would just be cool.
original Stormtrooper.
Can you
outfits.
imagine having a wing of your multi-billion-dollar mansion where it's just like, here's all of the coolest stuff in history.
I think
Here's the 1960s Adam West Batmobile.
I wouldn't keep that in my mansion. What I would do is I would make a museum.
I would let the public into my mansion. How about that? It'd be a public access
Where
room
you'd
of
have
my
security, of course.
mansion. Obviously, I don't want somebody stealing my fucking Batmobile.
They
Shit
just
costs a lot of money.
they just take off in it.
What if for Halloween, instead of handing out candy, I handed out like $250,000 Indiana Jones hats?
There would be in the city.
People would be so mad.
No, what would happen is there would be a bunch of, like, I'm talking a lot of crackheads bringing their little kids over multiple times. And then with all that money, yeah, I mean, because I think that's
I
what-
wouldn't tell anybody. Just be like, here you go. And they'd be like, fucking old ass hat. I don't want this. And then they throw it away.
I don't know.
It would be interesting. We should get rich and then we can try it.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that silence,
What the fuck?
Rocket Lab acquired a new company.
Oh, good for them.
They're the ones I was talking about with the new rocket last podcast. This is episode 22.
I don't know.
23.
It doesn't matter.
We didn't mention that at the beginning of the show. It doesn't matter. If you're around this long, get a fucking life. Honestly, like, what the fuck are you doing? Listening to this fucking garbage.
I'm almost falling asleep over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up really late tonight, and I'm gonna be making lemon tarts for a Christmas party for my family. They acquired a solar panel company that makes space solar panels, because what they're doing is really cool. Actually, they have this third stage on their little tiny rocket that they're already flying. Jordan, I know that's a question you have. They're already flying it. They've flown like 20-something times. They have this little thing that they call the Photon, and it was a kick stage. So what happens is you have your rocket, it launches around the Earth, and then the second stage will have it go up here. So it's like this, and normally your spacecraft has to circularize that orbit. With a kick stage, it does it for you. So you don't have to spend the time working on like a propulsion system, right? Simplifies things. Photon has turned into, it has solar panels, it has communications, it has everything you need. Propulsion, everything. Maneuverability, everything. All you need to worry about is your experiment and your science. That's the only thing you need to worry about. And it's really fucking cool. I know you're not like jumping and hooting to the sky.
No, I'm falling asleep.
It's really fucking cool. I just want to mention that so that everybody knew how smart I was. Couple more things. New Hawkeye, really good. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. It's really cool. It ties into some Spider-Man stuff.
That's the bow and arrow guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did vegan trash. Okay. That is it for episode 23. We are going to do a short, because Jordan is going to fall asleep on me, Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler thing.
Fangirl type thing.
We're gonna fade to black on the video. We're gonna take a little pause on the audio. That's the Green Goblin. He just entered. If you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, please don't listen to this. Please see this movie without getting it spoiled. You really want to go see this movie. It's really good.
Spider-Man.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
Let's talk about Spider-Man.
We're talking about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Jordan doesn't know the name of the movie sometimes.
Yes, I did. It's No Way Home.
This movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We saw right out of the gate,
we
got Matt Murdock, Daredevil from Netflix's Daredevil TV show. So the TV show is canon in the Marvel Universe now. We have that confirmed.
Was that the lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when he catches the brick.
Yeah.
And then he's like, how'd you do that? It's because he can... It's got like radar, sonar.
Yeah, okay. So he's not really blind.
He is, well...
He's blind as a bat.
Yes. Bats aren't blind. They have really good eyes, actually.
Some of them are blind.
Yeah, you stab their eyes out. It's just... that ties into the Hawkeye thing I was mentioning in the main podcast. Fisk, Wilson Fisk, Kingpin from Daredevil is also in Hawkeye. We see that. So there's
Kingpin?
Yeah. Big bald guy.
Yeah, I know who he is.
All right, well.
He's the kill that guy.
Go kill that guy. Run faster.
He says go kill that guy. Isn't he just like...
You've got 24 hours.
What? Are we not... I'm talking about the
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, yeah. And then they're in the
Yeah.
vents, and he's like, look, he's going to say, you've got 24 hours.
Yeah.
Standard Spider-Man.
I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. The second one's coming out next year. Part 1.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 more. I'm so excited. Anyway, back to the movie we're spoiling.
Right.
It's fucking great. I don't know what else to say about it.
What I like the most is the Green Goblin.
I loved Willem Dafoe in this.
Yeah.
Fantastic actor.
the whole
Shocking.
The whole time I was thinking like well, who's gonna be like the main
The
villain
guy.
in this? Right. And then it was the Green Goblin. And I was like, I'm okay with that.
You into that? I thought it was gonna be Dr. Octopus for a while.
I wouldn't have liked that as much.
You like Doc Ock? You know, Spider-Man 2 is the best live action Spider-Man movie ever
he's
made.
good,
so,
but like I think as far as the villains go, the Green Goblin's
Green Goblin's kind of where it's at.
Because he's so creepy. Like
He is very creepy.
Like I love that there's that scene where he's like talking, like he's got his mask up and he's all like afraid of like what he's done. Like he's a
doing that thing from
Norman
Spider-Man
again.
1 where he's like, "The heart, Osborn, the heart."
The heart. The heart. Yeah, he's like, you're pathetic. You're weak without me. You need me, Spider-Man.
I think I almost shit my pants. Like, we all knew Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were back.
I didn't know Tobey Maguire was in it.
We didn't know any. We all knew that this shit was gonna happen. But when Ned does his swirly
yes.
thing,
The
and we
magic
see
swirl.
Spider-Man from the back, and then he turned around, and his eyes were really big, I turned to you in the theater, and I said, "The Amazing Spider-Man."
Yeah.
And I was so happy. I was so fucking happy. And then everything with both of those two was fantastic.
Yeah, it was
When
funny.
he's just hanging on the ceiling, and she's throwing bread at him.
Well, no, I like how they put part of like real life into. They made a joke out of kind of real life things in it.
Yeah.
Like the scene where the Garfield guy's like, yeah, what does he say? He's like, oh yeah, I'm no good. Like I'm not as good
I'm
as
lame.
like, yeah,
you
and they're
guys
like,
are cool.
Yeah, and they're just like, no, man,
You're
come
amazing.
on.
You're
Yeah,
great.
no. Like, because those movies were not that great.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire in this movie is fucking amazing.
And I like when they're describing the villains that they that they fought. And
I
one
thought a
guy's
weird
like,
black symbiote from space.
he's like, yeah, I fought a lizard. He was going around trying to turn everybody else into lizard people. I was like, what the? I don't think I've seen that movie. So is that seriously what he does?
Yeah.
He just tries to turn everyone into a lizard.
Correct.
That's hilarious.
You should watch both of those movies because the
I'm
first
gonna
one's
watch it
okay.
now.
The first one's okay. Like, it's not good, but it's fine. It's like Spider-Man 3 levels of... It's not terrible, but,
Yeah.
you know, there's some enjoyable stuff in it. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
That's with the lizard?
No, that's
No.
the one with Electro where he falls
Oh,
into a
okay.
vat of electric eels. That'll do it.
I've seen some of that. Which was, so the first one's with the lizard?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Goomba lizard. He looks like a Goomba from the Super Mario movie with Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, so... Yeah, what else?
All of their banter is amazing.
Yeah.
Tom Holland saying like, or Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being like, "I've never been on a team before," and Tom Holland's like, "Well, I have. I'm part of the Avengers."
Right.
They're like, "Oh, that's awesome. What
your
is
band?
that? Are you in a band?"
Yeah, this movie's more like... It's
quippy.
funny.
It's quippy.
It's a funny, fun movie.
We get to see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man back in action. The suit's back in all of its glory.
It's like, it's a weird movie, but I think it was done right. It's just, I think that they did this one movie that was just sort of more like, this is more of just like a fun
Yeah.
thing.
It's for
And
the fans. There's a lot of fan service.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
They said, what do the fans want to see? Except for Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales, we're going to give it that.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a
they
Spider-Gwen.
did bring up them. But
yes.
they would have to be cartoons or something.
No, they wouldn't. You can just do Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. You
Well,
just do
Miles
that.
is from the Spideyverse, right?
Yeah, but he was a character before that.
Right,
He wasn't invented for Spider-Verse,
So
so,
they
you
would-
can just do Miles Morales.
right. But they would have an actual person playing him.
Correct.
I didn't want him to like take that movie. If like that's where I was like, if they bring like the cartoon Miles,
That would have
into
been
this,
so funny.
No, I would.
that would have been too far, but it would have been
Yeah,
funny.
that's where I was about to say. I hope they don't, just because that's like
Spider-Ham
that's
shows up.
Yeah, like it's not a cart. Like if they have a
My
cartoon,
hands
this,
are
I don't
wet
know how I'm
because I
gonna,
just washed them.
like I was a little bit afraid they were gonna do that, but then I was fine if they threw him in and it was like an actual like
Yeah.
actor. Like I would have been thought that was cool too. But like no, I was like because I thought that when we were watching it, I was like, if they put a cartoon in this, if it gets like that crazy, like
When,
it doesn't Spideyverse.
Jamie
like,
Foxx and Andrew Garfield are talking. He's like, "Oh man, you're a really good looking guy, and you're from Queens, and you're poor.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd be black."
yeah.
And Andrew Garfield's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." It's like, well, all these universes, there's probably a black Spider-Man somewhere.
Oh yeah, there is.
I thought Miles Morales was gonna show up. I want to say I fucking called it when I'm gesturing with this pen a lot. I'm like a politician. When fucking MJ falls off
what
the
politician takes a pen and goes like?
well,
that
sometimes
with it?
you do this and then you put it in your mouth and you suck on it. First of all, through God, all things are possible.
You were talking about her falling
When she falls off
and he saves her.
and Tom Holland is going to get her, and I said he's not gonna save her. I fucking called it. Andrew Garfield saves her. I know it's the most telegraphed thing in the entire movie, and everybody knew that was gonna happen. I just want to say I knew that. I am smart. I am a fan of Spider-Man. Also, his new suit at the end of the movie,
Handmade.
it's awesome.
It's a little too vibrant.
It's like the most perfect Spider-Man suit we've ever seen
It's very bright.
compared to
Brightly
comic.
colored.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. He's a happy character,
Well,
except
not
for
when, not when Venom comes. And
I really do like the part where Green Goblin stabs Tobey Maguire in the back, and then he falls on the ground, and Andrew Garfield runs up, and he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been stabbed before."
I want to see what. So like,
They should make another Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie now. Just make Spider-Man 4. Right?
no.
I think people are smart. Yeah, get Sam Raimi back. Make Spider-Man 4. Why not?
I mean,
Wouldn't that be cool? Don't you want to see that?
not really.
Why?
Well, I mean, you would be taking like, because then you would have the Tom Holland movies too.
What's wrong with that?
It would be like the next James Bond, and then you're just like, let's bring Daniel Craig back. Don't you want to see that? You know, like
Well, Daniel Craig hates himself and
they've
doesn't
done
want to
their
do it.
thing. Well, because he can't.
Yeah,
'cause
but they
he's, like,
wanted to do more.
with him.
Yeah, they wanted to do a Spider-Man 4. They wanted to
no.
do it.
Like currently.
When Spider-Man 3 came out,
Yeah.
Sam Raimi was like, "This fucking sucked. I want to make Spider-Man 4. I want to
Sure.
make it the best Spider-Man movie ever made." And then Sony was like, "We don't want to do that. We want to make a shitty movie."
Yeah, so they can sell toys.
And so they just get Sam Raimi back, make Spider-Man 4. They've explained the multiverse. We all know what the multiverse is.
Oh, okay.
I think that audiences have always been smart enough, but now especially since we've had Spider-Verse, this movie,
Right.
fucking What If TV show that you didn't watch.
And now we also have a
Plus fucking DC is doing the Flash movie, which is going to have Michael Keaton Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, maybe other Batman, plus The Batman. That's coming. Both of those movies are coming out next year. We understand, like, everybody understands what the multiverse is. Make another Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie.
right. So then they come back, and the Green Goblin, he's a good guy, and Doc Ock, he's a good guy.
Well, they could do the Lizard.
So that's just gonna be weird because like if you go back to that, when did they save these people?
Well, he might not be
So
from
is
that.
Harry and him, they're still good friends because his dad never was revealed to be
No.
was never killed by
Because they're all
Spider-Man.
taken from the moment before they died.
Right.
But Tobey Maguire's from like now. So they died years ago for him. So he's going back to his timeline. They're dead. They're
How
going
did
back
they
to
save
they're all
them?
from different timelines.
Yeah.
Or different universes. It's just that Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina and Sandman are all from universes similar to Tobey Maguire's, whereas the Lizard and Electro are
So in one universe, just before, so it would be a different story then altogether.
so it's like 6 different universes or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking, he'd be like, when it stabs him, moments before that, he would just all
That's
of a
what
sudden
the-
like, pop back in and be like,
oh,
oh.
moment is.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Oh.
Wait.
Maybe it is, though. Maybe it is.
Maybe Alfred Molina drowning.
Oh my god!
is-
Now we need to see what the Doc Ock guy says before he dies. If we need to rewatch every moment they die to see if the last time there's a because yeah, there is in that ties in. And then when the octopus dude, what does he do before he dies?
He's
He
like, I've
becomes
been
kinda-
such a fool.
Yeah,
Listen to me, and then he makes the M's listen to him, and then he drowns the sun.
so that ties in too.
Sure.
They both become good
Okay.
shortly before Spider-Man kills
I
them.
don't think Norman Osborn becomes good. I think that he just realizes
did.
that he's fucking stupid.
That's him being good. That's when the second he got popped back, like that whole scene where he's like, "Thank you for carrying me." He doesn't say that.
Peter.
but- Peter,
You were like a son to me.
you were always like a
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
That movie was good. Post-credit
I
scene.
left the. Oh yes. Well, first I want to talk about this
Please.
one scene that was kind of ruined for me by the trailer.
Uh-huh.
Was when they're on the bridge, and all of when it gets quiet, and you just hear ding, 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 ding. Yeah, and then
It's pretty good.
I love the sound of the grenades falling.
Yeah. The sound design is pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome. Anyway, yeah, the end credits.
The end credits, Tom Hardy is there. Aunt May died. We totally glossed over that. With great power comes great responsibility. Not
Right.
as good as when Uncle Ben said it to him in Spider-Man 1. Still kind of good, though. I'm glad that they got it in and that they didn't do it in the first Spider-Man movie and that we didn't see Uncle Ben getting fucking shot again and that they saved it for now when it's, like, actually meaningful. Yeah, it was sad. She's dead. Who gives a fuck? Marissa Tomei is pretty hot. Post-credit scene. Tom Hardy's there
Mm-hmm.
having a conversation with the bartender. Venom is drunk. Gets blipped back to his universe. Little piece of the symbiote is left behind.
Right.
Very exciting.
Now nobody knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man,
Correct.
or nobody knows.
Nobody
Peter
knows
Parker.
Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
They don't know Peter Parker. Also, They've
Right.
lost
They
all
just
memory.
he's like he never existed.
Right. So that starts him off as a loner to
Yes.
fight Venom
Hmm.
in the new one. And
I don't think
Venom-
they're gonna do it in the next one.
Venom will be in it.
I don't think they're gonna do it in the next one. I think they're gonna wait a movie or two.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really good idea for
A
them to do.
movie or two.
Yeah.
See, what I read is that there's one more like Spider-Man movie full length, and then this is all he has for a contract.
Right.
Tom Holland. It's just one more movie and then one like guest appearance on another Marvel show.
Yeah, which doesn't really mean anything because
No.
originally he was only supposed to do 5 movies, and this is like his 7th Spider-Man movie or whatever. I think what I heard the original plan was, and this is all hearsay and, you know, conjecture and whatever the fuck, was they were going to do 3 Peter Parker movies in high school, which they have done. They were going to do 3 with him in college. And then they were going to do 3 like adult Spider-Man movies. Not porn, where he is an adult, which would be really cool. And then at some point, like in the college years,
Well, he's
they'll introduce Miles Morales.
so Tom Holland's gonna end up being like 38 by the end of all of this.
Yeah, he's going to be like Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. So he'd be like 40 because
Which
he's
is-
like
yeah.
25 now.
Yeah.
So 3 more movies.
6
more
more
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by the time they get him ready to retire, Miles Morales will have taken over as Spider-Man, and they'll kill Peter Parker or whatever.
Oh, actually, yeah, that'd be cool.
And then Miles Morales takes the role.
I
And
mean,
then
it would
maybe
work,
we get
'cause
like
there's,
Spider-Gwen
there's
somewhere in
the-
there.
Spider-Man's older in the Spideyverse one.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
So they should just do that.
Yeah.
Make 3 more good to great movies, and then 3 more good to great movies after that, and then make Miles Morales movies.
All right.
So that was James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. Spoiler cast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Just search James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. Follow us on Instagram
JJTI
podcast.
Well, yeah.
JJTI podcast at Instagram. All the links for that will be in the description. Hasta luego.